Hello, happy
Hello.
Friday, everyone. Hello, Callum.
I'm back.
Long time no see. How are you doing?
No, it's been a while, hasn't it, Marcin? It's been actually. It's a very good question. When was the last time I was on umbraCoffee? We did do a community teams visit one, didn't we?
Yes, we did it. Yeah.
But is that the only one I've been on in like 6 weeks?
Probably. Something
It is.
like that.
Oh dear. I'm
We
back.
need to check on YouTube. We check on YouTube. At least we have a good history saved there, and we can always relate back to a point in time and check back. How are you doing? You've been busy?
Good. I'm jet lagged, sleep deprived, very stressed, but alive. That's what.
Alive. That's really important. And of course, it's not the end of the journey yet, because the period of the year, I think it's extremely busy around everything. And I think that not only you, but a lot of people are just right now feeling also more occupied. Also, when I'm looking on the market, on the economy and stuff like that, I know there is a big speed increase in this month, at least. That's what I can see, at least from my perspective. And yeah, it's not the end, so it's just the beginning, I believe. So
exactly. I know. I was looking at the kind of calendar for the rest of the year, and there is 2 weeks where I'm not traveling somewhere.
Yeah.
And like, there's only 10 weeks left of the year or something before Christmas. It's like, whoa, where is it all going?
But from various perspectives, it looks really different, because some people say, "Oh, he's traveling all the time. It's such an amazing thing for him to be here and there."
You don't see the reality. You don't see the reality at all.
Hours on the airports.
Hours in airports. Yeah, I think I said this to Pornima the other day. I think I've been living in airport lounges in Heathrow for the past month.
Yeah.
Like I think I've spent more time there than I've spent anywhere else.
Yeah, I think this is worth to remind everyone that it has all two faces and two sides, and yeah, it's really exhausting as well, because I've been there, I've done that as well for a couple of times, and I know how hard it is. So I do appreciate the struggles taken and the decisions made to make it all happen, and this is hard. And yeah, you've been in the US now, right? You can come back yesterday.
Yes.
And how it was, because of course you were visiting the US Festival, US Summit. We've been talking about it last week here, and you've been in Utrecht the week before.
Yeah.
So yeah, how was this event compared to the Utrecht? What happened there?
Yeah. So I have to say, I've been fairly vocal about as others have, that the US Summit last year wasn't fantastic, and I can safely say this year was a hell of a lot better, and the community vibe was there a bit. There was a good amount of energy, let's say. The photos you're seeing here are unfortunately not, or at least the first ones are not from
the summit. Yeah, they're from the business summit. Yeah,
indeed. But yeah, there was the community day. It still had the same moderately corporate venue, let's say, but actually it was still fun. Alan did an awesome quiz in the morning to kind of get people motivated. There was this really cool visual note taking, so whilst they weren't recorded, they were captured maybe in a different way, which is really nice. And so Brittany, who did those, is honestly fantastic. She made 3 different boards throughout the day, and looked really cool. Alan had his record player he brought along. Yeah, it was great. I didn't make it to the business summit, but the business summit also looked very cool, and the venue is excellent there.
I can definitely say that from the outside it looked really professional, and I saw some tweet or LinkedIn post today that someone really appreciated the kind of level of both intimacy and also the professionalism level of the business summit in this particular case. But of course, everyone can share their own opinion, and I saw that the community also had a really good time there, and the speakers looked really happy as well after the delivery. And this board catch our eyes all the time. I do remember Matt for doing this drawings, right, back in the days.
Yeah, this is on another scale to
a little bit bigger scale.
Like,
as well.
it was huge. These big board like this. It's incredible.
Yeah, that's crazy. Cool. So, any news or anything that you didn't know? Anything what is worth to?
I mean, there's no secrets when I'm around, Marcin, is there? It's all stuff I already know. No, there wasn't any big announcements because, of course, Umbraco have kind of steered away from that sort of thing. There was some interesting chat from Jeffrey about Marketing Suite and their kind of headless take on things. So they're going to be supporting more and more headless stuff, which is cool. Yeah, I can't say there was any big news. The talks were very inspiring, I would say. There was less heavy tech. Didn't see much code at all on the community day, in fact, but it was still inspiring. We did a hackathon day after as well, which was good. I think a lot of people spent the morning fighting to get on the Wi-Fi network, which is
that's a task itself. Yeah.
No huge takeaways, I don't think.
Okay, that's good, but it looked really cool. And if anyone here is watching and been in the US for the last event, please let us know what are your thoughts or what were your takeaway from there, and we will definitely bring it up to the stream. I was going to ask about hackathon because of course it's a Hacktoberfest. We are already 1 week past in October. Plenty. I know a couple of people who already completed the challenge. That's impressive.
What? We're on day 6.
Yes, you know some of them. They're really awaiting this part of the year to really do a lot, and I'm impressed by that. But of course, we have plenty of time to still contribute. And I opened a list of pull requests for Umbraco, and there is a new label called Hacktoberfest Contrib 2023. Of course, it will be used to calculate and also gather the statistics for the contributions. But yeah, it looks like a lot of them were already created, and I didn't check closed yet, but I presume that there will be a couple of them closed already. Yeah.
Wow.
So some translations being changed, some attributes being overwritten. Yeah, that's an active time of the year, and I will be keeping an eye on that for sure. And of course, we'll invite probably some of the either core team members or CMS community team members to help us grab the most interesting ones, because it's almost impossible to keep an eye on everything what is happening there.
Yeah, I've decided I'm probably going to sit this year out. I can't justify doing. I'm going to struggle with how busy my next 2 weeks are. But I have helped at the hackathon. I helped Joe with a PR. So that's something you can say.
Yeah, that's also contribution. And how it was named, a low code or no code contributions also counts. And of course, we'll be talking about some of your involvement.
This might get me another axe in the post. But I believe the Umbraco Hacktoberfest contribution guidelines include sponsoring projects. So you can technically sponsor a project and count that as one of your contributions to Hacktoberfest, which I think is a nice way of giving back to the community if you're doing that sort of thing. But it also then kind of means you can buy the swag by just sponsoring a project. But that's not in the spirit, and you shouldn't do that.
It's not, but it's also kind of within the spirit, because we know how hard it is to sustain from the open source activities, and we've mentioned that last week as well, that it's a kind of a new addition, and I think it's interesting to see, and I'm curious if some people will decide to do it that way, because we know that time is the most precious currency, and it's probably the toughest to get. So it might be easier and sometimes more helpful as well for others to just contribute by other ways. We'll see, and we'll definitely be keeping an eye and summarizing the Hacktoberfest activities. And people, please do let us know if there will be anything cool, interesting, tricky, challenging that you will be working on, and we'll try to maybe contribute by connecting you with someone or something that can help. So that's really cool. I will be back to this view and list probably every week. Also this week there was a script release from the script team, and interestingly it's an issue number 99. So it's a small celebration happening soon.
I had some chats with the script team this past week, and they did not tell me anything, so I cannot reveal anything. But all I know is there's going to be something special for 100, which is good. And it's a huge milestone thinking about it, right? Like
that's impressive.
Yeah.
We are not that much into numbers, but we know how hard it is to be committed to do anything like that for such a long time. And in this release, there's a great article by Michael about the materializing open source issues and how to be involved, how to have a great time hacking things over and contributing back. And also the article from Andrew about the part 2 of the article that was initially released for using forked libraries in .NET. So in this case, Andrew described on how to set up the local NuGet repository for working with the project fork. So that's really cool releases and also aligned with the Hacktoberfest spirit as well here. So yeah, that's a great resource to come and see. And of course, the other around the web articles highlighted here, from most of them we already mentioned and covered. Some of them are new here, so definitely take a look on the script release and follow, subscribe, like, and do more. When we are talking about newsletters, I want to bring back the UMB FYI again, because have you received the first release, Callum?
I didn't sign up. I completely forgot. But I'd love to know what was in it.
Yeah, I was trying to open the email in the shared screen here on the browser, but I failed just before going live. So I will just invite everyone to subscribe to the list. It was a really nice condensed list of links and activities starting from the information from the HQ. With what I truly appreciate from Matt's perspective and the team perspective, the list of breaking changes being introduced to Umbraco, mentioning the delivery APIs, media models, and also default property value converters that will be added in Umbraco 13. So something what is an insider's knowledge from the HQ perspective, maybe from the corporate team perspective, but something what is not that easy to maybe capture from the articles. And community activities, script releases, Mastodon blog posts, umbraCoffee links. Thanks for mentioning for the watch and listen section in this newsletter, and the packages, updates, and events. So pretty cool bunch of links, and it's just links with some small descriptions. So really nice, and still possible, I think, to stay up to date within the 5 minutes. So
yeah, it's very
sign
good.
up and follow. And Matt sent it on Wednesday, if I'm correct, on 4th. So I presume maybe that it will be going out every Wednesday.
That's perfect, Martin. We never have to prepare an umbraCoffee.
We'll have more time.
Until we realize it's all the stuff we covered on the previous Friday, just sent on a Monday or something. I know.
But it's never enough to have. It's never enough sources of knowledge and sources of the information, and everyone can find the best for themselves. So yeah, definitely check out the list here and sign up.
You mentioned Mastodon there, and I was going to just briefly jump in on that and say that I learned recently the our Umbraco homepage now displays a feed of Mastodon posts from the community Mastodon rather than the Twitter feed that was once upon a time there before. So on the homepage.
Yeah, but I found, I don't know if you've seen that as well, and if you are referring to the same information, but there was a line of code that probably either Joe or someone highlighted.
var tweet service equals new Mastodon.
Yes, so that's a naming stuff. But yeah, that's true, and it looks really cool. And to be fair, I must admit that I still haven't subscribed and created my account there, but I'm lurking.
Yeah, I'm also lurking. There's still a little bit of cross-posting between Twitter and Mastodon, but there does seem to be a bit of a shift in recent weeks of people moving more over there. So that's quite interesting. And also, if you go to high5urock.com, they have a Mastodon feed now as well, and it's they've swapped from Twitter. I don't know if the API being destroyed was
Yes, for Twitter, it was something. That's why TweetDeck got down, because APIs got available only in the paid version, if I'm correct. So that's probably why. But yeah, it makes sense. And of course, if we see this shift of the community members, and a lot of the people like Paul Seal, for example, decided to go only on the Mastodon, and we will need to find them there if we want to stay up to date with the information from the community. Speaking about what and about that, Bristol also decided to create their own Mastodon. So it's like it looks like a movement. Again, it's hard for me and probably for us both to say anything about how it works, how it's organized, how it works from the behind the scenes, because I at least don't know how it's organized. And what it's required to run it and to have it, whatever. But it looks like it become a really nice source of the information, and probably the one that is the direct line of the community information at the moment, without all the mess and all the noises around, right?
It's somebody, might have been Aaron Sadler, said, and he's not going to go full Mastodon or even over to Mastodon until the kind of brands and the networks that he wants to follow are over there. I think that's fair. Like, for example, Scott Hanselman, but he is on Mastodon, so it doesn't really change anything there. But the key people you want to follow in the industry until they're over there, I don't think it makes sense. But it's interesting to start seeing meetup groups actually adding pages, because it's not something I'd considered or have seen many like brands, non-people moving over there just yet.
We'll see. As we discussed previously, we'll need to follow and have our eyes open, and then maybe migrate. Are you on Discord, Callum, by the way?
Am I on Discord? I am on Discord. Have we spoken about this? So I signed up to Discord on the 1st of April as not Callum White. There is a user on the Umbraco HQ Discord called not Callum White. However, because Discord is so confusing, I couldn't activate the account, and I've completely lost access to it. So not Callum White is genuinely not me, but I did create it, and here we are.
Mystery revealed. So for all this time, Callum was on Discord and was just trolling you out there.
Yeah, I told Lottie the other day, and she wouldn't believe me. So I was like, no, I'm on Discord. She said, no, you're not.
Yeah, I still cannot get convinced the Discord to be fair.
I'm also not convinced.
I miss the old good Slack.
So do I. And I'm hating more and more the fact that not only is the community moved to places that I'm not, but it's also spreading out further from that. So it's actually harder to keep track of. So there is still some people on Mastodon. On Twitter. There is people on Mastodon. There is the Discord. A lot of people still use the Umbraco HQ MVP Slack to communicate instead of using any of those other channels. It's a bit confusing at this point. I don't really know. How anyone in watching us live know how's the Facebook group going? I'm not part of that, but it was going quite well for a while, wasn't it?
But I realized because I mentioned to you before going live that we are organizing a conference tomorrow here in my hometown, and it was mainly promoted through Facebook. And surprisingly, for the organizers this year, it seems like less and less people are even visiting Facebook now, and it seemed that a lot of people didn't know about it at all because.
I had a good chat last week at Dukefest with Steffi and with Henk about promoting events, because that's a big challenge. And historically, you'd be able to basically put up an event on Twitter and say, yeah, we're doing an event, come. And people would come and you'd sell your event out that way. Nowadays, you can't do that. It's borderline impossible. And we were discussing sort of where is the place to go to do that. And I think our conclusion was that it's LinkedIn.
Yeah, so the group lives, and it has its active users, and if I'm correct, there was some kind of number of 1,500 members.
That's incredible. That's really good.
So that's Facebook group, and there is a Facebook group. It was called Umbraco Web Developers, and if I'm correct, I don't know if Paul Seal or someone close to him, his connections and companies previously set it up. But it's really active, and it was active back in the days when I was looking on Facebook, but I do not look there anymore. Next, people are sharing there.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's a quick sneak peek to Facebook groups there. But yeah, I decided to completely almost leave Facebook, and I do really say that and confirm that LinkedIn become a really interesting source of.
I sound so boring and old saying it, but like actually, there's a lot going on there. People are talking. I had a lot of my professional network on Twitter that aren't there anymore, and yeah, LinkedIn is sort of becoming that place now.
Yeah, we'll follow and see where we will all land at the end of the day. It's just tools. That's what they mentioned also a while ago in the past, that it's just a tool, but where the people are, then there will be a knowledge and information, and that's the biggest challenge now, to find out one or main place. Cool. Another interesting news from this week's news is the new Umbraco Sustainability Challenge. Something what the sustainability team with Lasse as a steward released on October 4th to engage and maybe also bring up some kind of competition or challenge amongst us, or generally the developers or users and people who are generally working with Umbraco as a CMS. And the goal is to, of course, make more awareness and also reduce all the factors that are making our solutions less sustainable.
Yeah.
And if I'm correct, it of course it just started, but the deadline is where was the deadline? The deadline for sharing results is on February, so it's plenty of time to submit the website, optimize the website, because the goal is to prove that the change was made. And yeah, the rules are that everyone can participate. Umbraco website URL. It doesn't matter what version of Umbraco it is. That's interesting information. And the learnings and final impact that will be shared through the public channel. So it needs to be a kind of public work and something that can be.
So what I'm taking from this is I can make a site, put a load of thread sleeps in the partials, and then just put cache partial around it, and suddenly it's like a monumental improvement of.
Yeah, and I think the really interesting for everyone would be to see what were the ways to optimize some of the websites, right? Because if it's the caching, if it's the static website hosting, if it's the generally hosting optimization, or change from the app services to maybe some static websites, anything, I would love to see the steps taken, and that's probably the goal also from the sustainability team, to gather those steps and maybe then turn them into maybe more orchestrated instructions for people who would need to improve their websites or would want to do so. So challenges are good.
I don't know if we've spoken about this one, Marcin, but something that got brought up a little bit in conversations I've had recently is about the best way that we can be more sustainable is Umbraco itself becoming more efficient. So that's going to have the biggest and broadest impact across the community. People being able to upgrade to versions that are more efficient, or use less memory, or require less compute to be provisioned when you're load balancing, because we have a large amount of over provisioning in some cases as well. And so that's really cool. I'm right now I'm a little bit less concerned about micro optimizations on people's individual sites, because where someone has a site that is for a local business that gets, a 10th or 100th of the traffic as a large site, the amount of compute and hours you spend profiling, debugging, fixing stuff probably offsets all the savings anyway. But if you've got a site with millions or tens of millions of users, then making a kind of a tiny optimization has a huge impact. So I'm of the view we should be going for the bigger things right now, and focusing on.
I think it also relates to what we've been sharing on one of the Code Gardens when we did our rap themed song, because there is a Pareto rule when the 80% of efforts are compensated with the 20% on the other side. And I think 80% of this is basically this core optimizations, when 20% can make the biggest impact, but they are very, very rare in this situation. And it's same in the micro optimization, milliseconds matters, but in the solutions where we are talking about Amazon or very heavy traffic e-commerce solution, which will really need this. But a majority of the websites that at least we see amongst the Umbraco implementations are still these small websites that are in the need of having the sustainable backbone. So yeah, I'm really curious about it, and we probably will see more of it because it's becoming a hotter topic amongst all the tech. So we will see the reports, we will see the progress, we will see the data, and then we can all do whatever we want to do with that. So, and challenges are always good to engage people. So I think it will be really cool to see and follow the winners and the participants here. And please, people, do let us know if you'll be submitting anything, and we can always mention that, and we can always try to see if the changes will be also visible from the outside. So that's the sustainability challenge. A couple of the releases, just to mention to that, there is some updates to Paul's package scriptwriter, and if I'm correct, the Umbraco packages now are visible also in the package scriptwriters, and there were some changes done there. I haven't used it, I must admit, so I'm completely not in the knowledge of what has changed since the last time, because I do not have the comparison, but I know that a lot of people are using it, and it's very handy.
What I would know from Paul is, what would he consider somehow turning this into an experience in the package marketplace instead? Yeah. So, like, it's a very helpful tool. As we said, people are using it a lot, but it would surely make sense to live where all the packages live. And I reckon Umbraco would accept that as a feature.
I don't know if it wasn't mentioned this in Paul's Mastodon update. Yeah, Paul is in the conference that he's up for that. That was something what he mentioned as well, that as an option, that it might be really cool to have this as a package and then do something with it there, right? So yeah,
I like the idea that I could kind of start creating like a shopping basket, kind of like Paul does here in the marketplace, and then just say install and have.
Yeah. I was always dreaming about that back in the days, about site builders with this kind of functionality, like, okay, event listing, news listing, and stuff. And if we would have a packages for all of that, why not to do it that way, right?
Yeah, 100%. And
that's
we
really cool.
spoke about it a little bit on the package team meetings as well, as a bit of an insight for where we have collections of packages that make sense together. So you might have Translation Manager plus one of the providers, or you might have vendor Umbraco Commerce with like some payment providers. Would it not make sense to have a bundle that you're just like, I want to install a shop, and it gives you all the things to do for the shop? So the idea that you could create bundles in a similar way, like have pre-shared sets of packages that have been compiled by members of the community, I think would be kind of cool.
Yeah. Really, I need to spend more time with this tool and create some starting points, especially that I finally started developing some more things on my Mac, and I'm more in the need now of doing more command line driven development, which I'm not a huge fan of, but that's really cool. And yeah, and Paul just confirmed that it was pulling the marketplace feed, so that's really cool. Other package that caught my attention this week is a community polls package. So poll property for Umbraco 10, something what I was also dreaming about for a long time, because I really wanted to have a polls package in Umbraco, and it looks like it delivers the basic functionality for that. So we can build polls, we can have some results. I don't know how it works from behind the scenes, and how big and complex the solution is and what it allows or not, but it seems like it's something what we might look at and see if it will satisfy some of the polls-driven needs of the project.
I've seen polls done before with Umbraco forms, and it's always a bit fun.
Yeah. That's really cool. The other one is Flow Courier Analytics. So a new dashboard, a new integration of Google Analytics from Umbraco, which looks pretty cool, I must say. So it has a really nice UI, all the data integrated with the visitors of the page as well. So it got the information per page, looks pretty native. It has the content app, data, and all the other things here. So a pretty cool documentation as well on the website. So that's a really nice one for Umbraco version 10 and onwards. So pretty cool, and integrates the GA4 as well. So that's
Very nice.
for everyone who needs a GA4 information. That's there. And yeah, the next one is copy variant tool from Julian, and it's a tool
That's helpful.
someone mentioned that a couple of weeks ago, that it would be cool to have a package that allows us to copy variants. And here it is. Here it is. So the tool is an extension from Umbraco to copy content from an item to another language variant. So right now we can talk about language variants, but variants are variants, right? And there will be a lot of possibilities with the varying and copying and moving things around. So that's pretty interesting to see, and I would really need to see how it works. And a couple small updates and releases. Aaron did a patch, a minor upgrade for AMP checkouts, fixing some webhooks. If I'm correct, yep, webhook fixed. And Steve Temple as well released a 1.3 version of Azure SSO this week. And that's all of the releases that I was able to collect for this week's episode. But we can probably learn more about them on the upcoming events, because same as this week, I didn't even try to gather all of the information from the events, because there was a Manchester meetup pretty actively shared on the Twitter and X. A couple of other meetups also happening this week. So people, please let us know if you attended some of them, and we should mention something what was shared there. But next week we have some. Next week, yeah, it's Saturday, and the week after. So nothing next week, but from the Saturday on Saturday there's a Candid Contributions Hacktoberfest hackathon. Yes. So that's something what already 20 attendees signed up for. And yeah, that might be a really cool opportunity for all the people who want to do some open source work during the Hacktoberfest and are not able or allowed to do it on the week of work. So it's a Saturday, October 14th, almost full day event for everyone who wants to do it. An online event with the Discord server, Zoom, or any other interactive communication tool.
It seems every meetup group's doing some kind of Hacktoberfest special, because the DK Fest, DK meetup last week did one, and then we've got London. We're going to do one as well, and it looks like Edinburgh are doing one as well, which is excellent.
Yeah, we will still mention that and remind about it just the week before to not forget and secure the dates. But of course, on the meetup.com, on the pro account and the website on our, we can all find out what is aligned up front of us. And yeah, that's speaking about meetups. But of course, speaking about bigger events, something what is it a final checkpoint, Callum, on your events agenda for this year? Or?
Yeah, it is the final. It's not actually. No, there are a few little ones, but it's the final big conference till Christmas. Yeah, exciting. Started finalizing some catering stuff, so that's going to be good. Talks are obviously all there. You can still buy your tickets. Oh, pre-parties announced. We can.
Yes,
it's been there a little while, but we can mention it. So Umbraco HQ are very kindly hosting a pre-party for the event after the partner summit, and so from 8 p.m. on the Thursday, we have this bar called Glitch, but it's not really a bar. It's more of an arcade with loads and loads of games and stuff. They've got some racing games, old arcade games. It's a pretty cool space. Nearly hired it last year, but yeah, everyone's welcome to join. I think that'll be fun. And thanks to Umbraco for helping with that.
Yeah, I just secured my flight and time there as well yesterday. So finally, I can say that I will be going if everything will be aligned. So yeah, definitely, if still someone is considering, that's for all of the people I spoke with, it's kind of seen as an almost last opportunity this year to catch up with the friends and also just spend some good time before the Christmas craziness by the end of the year.
For sure, yeah.
Awesome. So that's all from the list that we have prepared today. Anything else, Callum, from your side to add?
Not that I can think of. I think you've covered it all, Marcin. As I've been away, so I've not really been in the community news, to be honest. But
I hope so. I did my best. Still, I followed up the great newsletters from Matt as well, and the script team that did an amazing job in gathering it all. And yeah, as usual, we'll place the list of links on the YouTube video description. Follow it as well. Take a look on the links, visit themselves, and explore with more details. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel. We are also getting there when it comes to numbers.
I've seen that there's been a little push, Marcin, since I've been away. So clearly the solution is for me to not be on each episode.
I need to try to disappear for a couple of weeks as well, and then we'll
see what happens. A/B testing our subscriber count.
It's like before elections. You're just trying to see who has. I saw some jokes about the team who is doing the automation webinars here in Poland, and they said, "Oh, why one of these 3 guys is always in the television?" They said, "You have a TV face." Said, "Oh, what is the TV face?" Right? Okay, good to know. But we won't be A/B testing that much. But we would appreciate any kind of new subscriptions on the channel. It's really close to this 1,000 magical subscribers. So we don't know how we don't know how it is on the other side, right? So let us know.
Indeed. We've also technically hit 300 videos, but or 306 videos as of today, but not 300 episodes just yet because of that weird number at the top there that doesn't quite add up to the number of videos we've got.
But we will sort it soon somehow.
Yes,
I don't know how, but we will. Cool. Have a great day, everyone, and the weekend ahead. And yeah, we'll of course catch up with everyone as usual next Friday.
Catch you soon. See ya.